Welcome back everyone to another CTAE video tutorial. This time we're looking at the module Legal and Ethical Issues of Digital Media. So in this video tutorial, I want to walk you through each of the assignments to make sure you understand exactly what is expected of you. So to get started, you always want to log into your Canvas course, click on the Home tab, and then select the module that you are trying to review. In this case, it's going to be the LEI module. Next, you're going to see your overview and your lessons. You want to start with the overview because that's going to tell you what the module is about. It's going to give you a general run-through overview of what the module is about and what you're going to be learning. Then you're going to see lessons. So you may have a few lessons, and then in between each lesson, you may have a discussion to complete. You may have an assignment to complete. You may have a project to complete. And then, of course, at the end, you're going to have a quiz to complete. So just make sure you click on every single lesson. Make sure that you're reading so that you are learning the material. You always have key terms. I don't want you to skip over your key terms because you're going to see these key terms more than likely at the end when you are doing your quiz. So please make sure that you read through them. In this module, you're learning about copyright, Creative Commons license, digital media, digital piracy, digital rights management, ethics, fair use, intellectual property, plagiarism, public domain, social media, and trademark. So get to know these terms. If you need more, if this definition is not enough, feel free to Google each term to learn a little bit more about it. Now, the first assignment is it ethical? That's the name of this discussion. So you want to read the discussion question and then you want to answer the discussion question. Now, keep in mind, this one tells you to write 5 sentences. Please make sure that you write 5 good, complete sentences so that you meet the requirements. But then, as always, you have to respond to 2 other classmates. Every single time, respond to 2 other classmates. Write 3 to 4 sentences when you respond to those 2 classmates. Also, I want you to add a resource. So this can be a related video, YouTube video. It can be a related link that takes you to a website to learn more information. It can be a related picture. Whether it's a graphic, whether it's an infographic, whether it's like a cartoon. There's several things that you can add here that will be considered a resource. Now, you can also expand your response. So instead of 3 to 4 sentences, you can definitely do 6 to 8 sentences, and that will be that will take the place of your resource. Okay. So in this one, it's talking about advertising. It's going to ask you several questions, and then it wants to know what is the impact of this. What is the impact of this question here? So please read and then give me a detailed response, okay? Sorry about that, you guys. All right, let's go to the next slide, and we're going to take a look at the next assignment here. So the next assignment is intellectual property findings, okay? Now, I love this assignment because I like to see the different trademarks that are out there for each company. So for me, I like this one. But the directions tell you that as you read this module, a trademark can be a word or phrase or image. That's what you're learning. And having a trademark is one way companies establish intellectual ownership. Now, many companies such as McDonald's have more than one trademark. And you're going to see in my example that there's a ton of other trademarks here. Now, what tools can you use to create this assignment? It tells you can use just about any Web 2.0 tool or a presentation software. Now, a presentation software is going to be PowerPoint or Google Slides, or if you have a Mac, Keynote, I believe it is, on a MacBook. Now, you can also use Canva. Canva.com. You can create presentations there. So any Web 2.0 tool that allows you to create a presentation is okay to use. Now, here are the requirements. You have to research 10 companies. And I'm going to show you the example here of the company Apple. But you're going to research 10 companies and their trademark. Provide the company's name, a picture or type the text of their trademark. And I'm going to give you both here. and then give me a link. Show me where you got the trademarks from, and I'm going to show you a link here in just a second. And then write a brief description, and I'll show you the description here. So let's take a look at the example. So my company name is going to be Apple. So this is just an example. You can use Apple if you want to in your presentation because you got to do 10, so it's okay. Here is a picture of the trademark for Apple because Apple is trademarked. That's one trademark. Another trademark is AirPods. Now, Apple has a ton of trademarks, and we're going to take a look when we click this link here. And then give me a description of the company. And I just did a short description. Apple is the world's largest technology company by revenue. And I think when I was reading on this, I think it said Apple had a revenue in 2022 of, I think it was almost $4 billion, which is quite impressive. Let's take a look at the link here. Because I want to show you the different trademarks for Apple. Now, remember, you have to provide me with a link that takes me to the trademarks for that company that you chose. So you got to do 10 companies, right? So look at all the trademarks for Apple. Wow. Did you even know Apple has so many trademarks? I did not. Right? There's a lot of them. They're in alphabetical order, and I'm just going to scroll down so we can get through it. There's Keynote that I just mentioned. All right. Let's move on down. Wow. Wow. It's a lot of trademarks. Gosh. Okay. So let's jump back to the presentation. I just wanted to show you the link. So these are the items that I'm looking for when I'm grading. So just make sure you include everything, and you want to do this 10 times because you got 10 companies, right? All right, let's move on to the next assignment. Next up, we have the then and now digital media analysis. So you have your directions here at the top. It says, what has been the social impact of digital media on television? So for this project, you're going to answer the question while looking at how digital media has influenced the way the world of television displays or markets its fictional characters. So again, you can use any Web 2.0 tool or PowerPoint presentation for this assignment. Here are your requirements. Step 1, you're going to choose 5 cartoon or fictional movie characters, okay? So it gives you some examples: Minnie Mouse, Batman, just whatever. You can do some current ones if you want to. And step 2, compare the way the characters look from when they were first appeared. Okay, so how do they look now versus how they looked in the past? Okay. One example that I saw that I thought was really cool was the Incredible Hulk, because I grew up on the Incredible Hulk. I'm an 80s baby, and I remember what the Hulk looked like then versus what the current Hulk looks like now. So that was a really good example in that presentation. Step 3, at the end of the presentation, make sure you summarize your thoughts on the changes of the characters. And also it tells you to make sure you discuss both a positive and negative social impact that digital media has had on television. So you just want to make sure that you complete each one of the steps. Don't leave anything out. Make sure you have your 5 characters. Give me a then and now picture, and give me make sure you answer the questions for each. Okay. Now don't forget, you do have a Wakelet newsletter that's going to provide you with examples of the assignments that we're talking about. So check out those newsletters, look at the examples, because some of you may get stuck, but the example may help you for all my visual learners. Don't forget about your quizzes at the end of each module. This is very important. Make sure you set aside at least 35 minutes to take your quiz. You're going to have 10 multiple choice questions related to the module. So you want to do your best. You want to take your time. But of course, you want to get it done within the 35-minute time frame. Please prepare ahead of time. Review over your notes. Do whatever you need to do so that you can ensure that you do well on the quizzes. Next, you have your capstone project. Now, this is part 2 of the capstone project. Remember, this project, you're going to be building on it throughout the semester, okay? Now it says for this section of the capstone project, you will ask a driving question in regard to the research topic that you chose in part 1. So remember, back in part 1 in the previous module, you chose a specific topic. Now you have to come up with a research question behind this topic. Okay, so it gives you some examples here so you can review over those, and then it says post your topic and driving question for your classmates to review. Respond to 2 other student posts for this discussion, giving at least one answer to their driving question. So you want to respond to 2 other classmates and try to give an answer to one of their driving questions. Okay, so remember, the capstone project builds from module to module. So make sure you are completing it, because if you miss one, you're not going to understand the next one, right? So this one's fairly simple. This is actually a discussion, and it's going to be in the discussion board in a discussion format. Okay, so think about it for a minute, come up with a research question for your topic, post it so that your classmates can review it and respond. Don't forget to check over your rubrics before you submit your work. Not every assignment has a rubric, but a lot of them do. So look at the rubric, make sure that you are meeting the guidelines so that you can get full credit for your work. As always, don't forget to click on your course checklist. This is going to give you an opportunity to see all of your assignments, and you can actually print this out. Write down your due dates according to your PACE plan and the date you actually complete the assignment to keep you on track. If there are assignments that you don't need to complete, you should see those in the omitted reduced schedule column. That means you don't want to do those assignments. You only want to do the ones in the middle. Okay? And that is all that we have for this module. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.